darling. If you're catching this right now, you're catching it on a playback. Welcome in. Somebody asked me a question. I had put out a video this Monday about a tragic event that happened. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about it in this live. And they said during that tragic event, where was God in all of that? Where was he when those kids had to watch their parents get killed? And the question stuck with me. But I've expressed time and time again on here that I personally feel that God is indifferent to the things that we do here. I feel that we are, even though fragments of God's creation, I do feel that we are in control of our own destinies and our own lives. And some of the things that we do here as the players, he's not going to interfere with because he doesn't give a shit. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being completely honest with you. If he is the designer, whatever, no different than a designer designing the game, this is a very intricate game we're playing. And with that being said, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody is with loved ones. I hope everybody is around people that they care about, and people that care about them. Forget the presents, forget the gifts. It's about the music. It's about the food. It's about the drink. It's about being in company with people that you care about. If you're around people that you care about, or if you're spending time by yourself, it's about catching a vibe on your own, maybe a good TV show, video game, whatever it may do, some thinking, some reading, whatever you got to do to make yourself feel good during this holiday season. It is what it is. One thing I would advise, though, is to, take a break from the internet if you use the internet for a source of entertainment, because it's not necessarily a source of entertainment. We're so connected. We have these, parasocial relationships with each other, right? So you can take in a lot of negative emotion from, being on the internet all the time. It ain't like we're being fed programming like when I was growing up through the TV where everything was curated. Sometimes you can wake up and see some tragic ass shit and it can trigger the hell out of you. Welcome in the ticket. Welcome in whoever's in. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are having a good Christmas Eve. And I'm glad y'all are here. We're going to talk about some stuff tonight. We are going to talk about the F the Streets movement. We're going to talk about Black Republicans, which is kind of what I want to kick this off with. Black Republicans. When I was in my 20s and my 30s, especially, well, I'll say more my 20s after the Bush administration. Hey, welcome in. Turvey, W. Turvey, welcome in, Rosa. I was disgusted, okay, by Black Republicans. Just the idea alone, it didn't make sense with me, right? It to a certain degree, it still don't, mostly because I don't believe in any political party. But Black Republicans, especially when I was in my 20s, they rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not going to even hold you up. You always, when I say Black Republican, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all get a picture in y'all mind of what I'm saying when I say Black Republican, whether it be a woman or a male, especially with the men. There's a certain archetype that comes along with a lot of Black Republicans. And a lot of times when there's certain issues that come up, they seem to try to play, they try to pacify their white contemporaries. I'm just put it like that. I'm gonna be polite. It's Christmas Eve. My day is going very well, Rosa. I went to work. I made it home safely. Work wasn't too stressful, which I thought it would be because typically we're super busy. It wasn't ridiculously busy, and it was good, right? But as I got older and I started to understand politics, or I should say, I understood politics, but I should say I opened my mind to other, let's say, ideas when it comes to politics. I could see where a lot of Black Republicans come from. And I'm not just talking about the stereotype I don't even want to say Republican. I want to say more so conservative, okay? I can understand where certain Black conservatives come from when it comes to certain things, okay? When it comes to certain things, I can see their point of view. I'll put it like that, right? Somebody made the mistake of calling me a Republican. I don't believe in any political party. You talk to me long enough and you go through the avenue long enough with me, I'm more in line with being an anarchist. At a certain point, I feel like we should just burn everything down. But that's not neither here nor there. But there's a reason I'm talking about Black Republicans, and I'm gonna get to it. I know I'll be going around the issue and shit. Can I see the figurines in the back? Yeah, hell yeah, you can. Hold on. I just wanted to say I gotta grab my main phone with the blue wrench. One moment. All right. Oh, go ahead, Gina. Welcome in, Gina. Are you a Hebrew? No, I'm not. I don't. I'm a human. Human. Y'all put way too many labels on things that are natural, right? Like I don't follow no man's religion. And I think sometimes when I bring up God, like the girl I talked to, she was watching my videos and she goes through the comments too. And she was saying, I think that a lot of people misinterpret when you talk about God with religion. I think that's the truth too. I don't follow anybody's religion. It's hard for me to welcome in, Gina. Thank you. I'm still working on that Swift. I'm gonna probably do something through Discord. That's what I've been looking into. Doing something through Discord like that. I'm not anything. I'm a flash in the pan like all of us. That's how I see it. I'm here and then I'm not gonna be here. I existed at one time and then I'm not gonna exist. I don't know what exists outside of me or whatever. You get what I'm saying? I'm here in a moment. I believe I know what's right and wrong, at least from my perspective, but some people may not agree with that. I put out a video this past Monday where I felt I meant everything I said in that video, right? I meant what I said, but when I watch videos back, like where I'm saying in that particular video, I was talking about a crime that was committed. I'm gonna talk about it, and I said that the people that committed that crime deserved a certain fate, right? And I think some people got offended by my response to what they did. But I'm a person too, and when you wake up and you see some people victimize people like that, that's how I feel. You understand? That's because I'm a person, right? I'm not a priest. What's up, Khalil? Welcome in, man. Welcome in. It's oh yeah. Well, no, it's not a Simpsons. That's not a Simpsons set. That's a couple Simpsons toys that I have right now. No, I'm all over the place, y'all. We're gonna get to it though. That's a couple Simpsons toys that I have right there because I know y'all want to see the figures in the back, and I'm gonna show some of y'all some of that. These are my Masters of the Universe figures. These are like the little 5-inch ones. These are like my favorite things, period. Like I love collecting these things because they're actually cheap. They come with a lot of accessories and they're like a throwback to like when I was growing up. That's not even half of them. I have a lot over there, and I got some DC toys over here. But then I have a lot of Marvel toys over here, and then there's probably some hidden behind my monitor too. If you probably can't see it back there. And then on this back wall over here, I'll show those a little bit later. I have like some DC stuff, and then I got some stuff stored too. So this is not even all of it. That's what's crazy about it. Let me see. I live in Antarctica and it's Christmas right now. When is it Christmas for you? A day and a half. So we got Christmas Eve tomorrow and then we got Christmas, right? But like I don't know, like I feel like people feel like you're supposed to be matter of fact, like it's either A or B all times. And sometimes it's just not that way, right? Sometimes I feel like we should give peace a chance. And then some days I wake up and feel like we need to just have war. That's how I feel. Maybe and if people believe in astrology or whatever, I am a Libra. That could be the Libra in me. But when I woke up Monday and I saw that those men dressed up as UPS drivers, and more has come out about the story, and went because all right about that story, because I want to talk about that for a lot of reasons. um, Let me see what's better, DC or Marvel. DC, as far as comics, to me is better than Marvel. And as far as animation, that's just me. Marvel movies are better than DC, but my love is for both. I love them both equally. I do. Like that's not even just me being political. I literally have a love for Marvel and DC. They're like one and the same to me almost as far as my love for them, but I can critique what I like about each one. I feel like DC has way better villains and way better stakes when it comes to their events. But I feel like Marvel has better heroes, and I feel like Marvel is more like family friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like more like it's more hopeful than anything. Whereas DC, there's some DC stuff that is so nihilistic and dark that it's just like there's no coming back from it. But I like that type of shit. You know? You say I'm just confused. I probably am because I'm all over the place right now. I'm trying to focus, y'all. I'm trying to focus. But all right, when it comes to that event, right? That particular event, and I'm not confused about that at all. I meant what I said. You dress up as delivery people, you come in and you do what you do to those people. I don't even want to go into it because I don't even want to piss myself off. But you lead the kids to life, thank God, and it's a horrible scene. It comes out that the father was a dealer. Okay, so apparently they had got wind that he probably had some work in the house. That's why all the cameras around the house, and he was able to film the whole thing. So to a certain degree, I'm not victim blaming. The father invited that evil in to a certain degree, and I feel like and this is just me personally, if I'm doing that type of work where I got security cameras around and I'm a target and my family's in the fucking house, I always had a thing on my hip. You feel me? Like, especially in the house. This is a little fucking dorm room I'm living in. I have shit everywhere. But I'm saying if I'm in a house and I'm selling work and my family's there and I know that any moment I can be targeted, there ain't no goddamn way I even go down to the fucking mailbox without packing. So when they came up on him and they got him and he took them into the house, he kind of sealed his fate, his son's fate, and his wife's fate to a certain degree. I still feel that the men that perpetrated that crime deserve everything that I said that they deserve. I do. And I thought I was being like mean, but there was people that said far worse than I said. And when I say like F the streets, what part of the streets is that, right? If you're going to do that, like, I don't know, there was nothing strategic about what those men did to that family, and they were caught the same day. It's ignorant, it's dumb, right? And it goes to a culture that's always trying to chase the bag. And this is really what I want to get to, the crux of this video: the natural order versus the unnatural order that we're living in right now. Okay, and I'm not talking about the machine. We gonna put the machine to the side for this particular lie. We're gonna talk about human beings here: natural order, unnatural order. What's the natural order? The natural order of human beings is some sense of community. Father, mother, child. You could put father and mother however you want to put that, but I feel like, yes, the father, if the father is to be the protector and the provider, that means that shit comes with some level of authority, that the people that he is protecting and providing should respect his authority, but he should be competent enough to have the authority for them to respect. And it goes back to when the woman court said, man, are you going to make a child with a man who is competent enough for you to submit to? And I hate using that word because it's become so taboo, but that is a natural order. And within that order, you create a community, a strong community that protects each other and comes up with common values in order to stave off the evil that may make that community rotten, like people who will come up into a fucking house and kill people like that. We live in an order where the machine does drive everything. You could put people in a box where the state makes money off of these people sitting there. The state is indifferent to whether you go and rob people or whatever the case, or kill somebody or run somebody over. As long as the state can put you in a box and benefit from your body being there, they don't give a fuck about anything, right? As far as moral, the state is a machine. But as far as us as a community, the people, we owe it to each other in order to, at least to a certain degree, adhere to the natural order. And this is nothing against gay people. This is nothing against anybody. But there is a natural order to follow, because when that natural order is not followed, everything under it starts to deteriorate. The natural order is the foundation of humanity. It is what got our ancestors all the way up until this point. And what happened was people have used technology instead of community in order to feel like they have some sort of power in this world, when in reality, we are bereft of community. That's why so many people are fucking mad. Give you a perfect example. You have a lot of ladies saying we don't need men right now. That's the common thing. We don't need men because we can make the money. We can buy our own things. We can pay our own rent. They're ignoring that everything that's driving their success is a man-made system. You understand? So I'm able to pay my rent. I'm able to get this car. I'm able to get this job. I'm able to do this inflated shit, like, because money's made up. And the system feeds you, but when that system pulls back, or that system is gone altogether, or it crumbles, you have to rely on the natural order. And that natural order is, once again, the community: man, woman, child. If you don't have men, if you say we don't need men, fuck men, men are this and this, and you make men into the beast that you say that we are, where does the protection come from? It doesn't. And where this system that so many people worship the system of money and monetary gain. It has fucked up people's brains so much to where they feel like they don't need each other. When the system is ready to pull back its hand, you are at the mercy of said system even more so, and you lose more than you've ever gained. Right now, we're at a precipice, and I've said this many times, where we're getting to the point where we're going to have the haves and the halves not and the have nots. If there is a system to where you cannot fight them taking power from those communities, what the fuck does your riches mean anything? What the fuck does your stuff mean? What the fuck does it mean if you could pay your own rent or go to a job? Y'all are already complaining that y'all have to work this many hours or work for this amount of time within y'all lives. What do you think it means when you're an individual and you have to work your way through this machine until you die? It's dumb. It's ridiculous. I was going to shave while listening to a Fellowship of a Ring chapter review, but now I'm going to tune in. Haha. Thank you, Bernice. And I see this, and it's disturbing. And I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. So I'm not just talking out my ass. I'm talking about the trends that I see. Maybe, like I say, it's a touch of the tism, okay? But there's a common thread that's being had right now about this separation between men and women, okay? And there's some common truths that we should both agree on as men and women. We just should, okay? We, as men and women, should be able to agree that we shouldn't lie on each other, right? That's just a common thing. Lying is bad. Lying is a bad thing, right? Lying is bad, right? In the case, if nobody got a gun in your head or you're not trying to, do something with the state, for in general, as characters in social setting, we consider, and it's stupid that I even have to break this down, lying is bad, right? So within this last week, we've learned, okay, because if you are perpetually online like myself, you follow some stories that you don't want to follow because they just pop up in your timeline. And sometimes I follow the things that the young people are following. Young people follow streamers, these young streamers. And this particular one streamer, he was accused of raping this girl. Unfortunately for her, he had receipts. Fortunately for him, he had receipts, okay? Came out. Now, both men and women, all sides of whatever aisle you sit on, agree that she's a liar, that she's been lying this whole time. However, even though all the receipts that have come out that this girl is lying, there are a lot of women that hate men so bad, okay, that they have come up with content saying that she is still right for lying on him. And if y'all think I'm playing, look, I'm not. I kid you not.
I think one of the most important questions that we should be asking as it pertains to this Talil and Jordine situation is why Talil felt the need to record her without her permission, without her consent. Why did he feel the need to record her? I truly believe he recorded her because he wanted to cover his ass. And he only released a very small snippet of the recording, right? He was trying to cover his ass. He knew he violated her consent. He knew that she did not consent to sex with him. He knew that she was not in the right mind to consent to sex with him. And that's why he made that recording. It was an attempt to cover his own ass, but he's not a very intelligent person. And so the so-called evidence that...
So if you followed this story, you would know that she's ignoring a whole bunch of evidence that has come out to say that this young black man is a rapist. He hasn't raped anybody. She's mad that he actually recorded himself and was able to come. Oh, shit. Ooh, that just scared the fuck out of me. Those are some toys falling. It happens all the time. But she's mad that he recorded himself in order to protect himself from this girl, probably because he felt that the vibes were off. And luckily he did keep receipts. Luckily he did, because you don't have this black man being run through the mud for the duration of the year for something that he didn't do. This young lady saw that there was a come up and she took an opportunity to try to come up. Unfortunately for her, like I said, he recorded the situation, and instead of this group of women, because you think this woman has women in her comments backing her up, okay? And I mean by the hundreds, telling her, yeah, he had no business recording her, or he had no business cheating on his girl. Let's ignore the fact that this woman lied on him and said that he raped her. He shouldn't have recorded her, right? So we're at a point in our evolution, okay, as people, to where we're so divided to where truth can't even just be truth. Instead of just shutting the fuck up, that's all that woman has to do with us wearing a bonnet. Shut the fuck up. And there's hundreds of other women wearing bonnets, living up to a motherfucking stereotype, talking crazier than a motherfucker. I saw a video yesterday from a woman saying that logic is anti-black. Logic. And in her comments, there's a lot of women backing her up. And at a certain point, you have to start saying, are these bitches retarded? And it's not me even trying to be funny. Like, that's crazy. No, Logic is not anti-black. So what are you saying? Being illogical is black? Going back, once again, to this whole, the street stuff. Oh, you can't say the streets. One woman said, we are the streets. We are the, no, we are not the goddamn streets. The idea of the goddamn streets is something completely different. You niggas are retarded. That's what this is. I'm sorry. I don't. And when people like myself are in popular goddamn conversation defending us, it is hard when there is fucking a myriad of content that the racists can draw from to say, look, these niggas is ignorant. And you can't, I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, hey y'all, how about we have some decorum about ourselves when we're having these conversations in mixed company, okay? And how about we tuck some of this ignorant shit in and not claim it as our culture, right? But like I said, I can understand now where black Republicans be coming from. It ain't cooning. It's come the fuck on at a certain point. Come the fuck on. Like, what are we doing? You can't defend the indefensible, but too many of us are online defending the indefensible, whether it's false rape allegations, like as you just saw right there, okay? Or grown ass niggas. How about we do this? How about we do this? How about we do this? Grown ass niggas, us, we because it ain't just women, okay? Gentlemen, no, it ain't no. Hey, I don't need commercials. I don't need your commercials. I'm trying to prove a point here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that to me. Look at this.
Fuck the streets. Fuck the streets. These niggas in the graveyard because the shit you niggas rapping about all these years. These niggas doing life behind the shit you niggas rapping about all these years. And now y'all saying fuck the streets and think y'all supposed to go about y'all goddamn life like y'all ain't caused all this shit. Y'all the reason a lot of these niggas dead. Y'all the reason all these young niggas getting all these life sentences. Now y'all saying fuck the streets. Nigga, fuck y'all.
Now, I get his point. I do. I get his point because the rap industry has been an influence on the culture. But you can't blame completely the industry or the rappers who are saying fuck the streets for what the streets have been fucking doing all of this goddamn time. Right. I'm saying it is time, I'm saying as black people, to stop trying to defend the indefensible within our own culture, right? That street shit is done, bro. It's over. It hasn't served us. We're in 2025, about to go into 2026. We're in a whole new paradigm of fucking thinking and ideas and AI and all that stuff. The streets is gone. The streets is done. You understand? They own the streets. Pulling licks, scamming, all that other bullshit, it doesn't work. And as far as those petty crimes here and there and robberies and stuff, there are cameras everywhere. Stop it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Hand and lotion is greater than a woman's. One of the things I learned a long time ago too, and it serves me to this day, and it's kept me out of trouble, kept me disease free, kept me without extra pregnancies and all that, is exactly that. If you feeling surly, take care of yourself. Gentlemen, beat your meat. I've always been an advocate for beating the meat. Since I was in the 10th grade and I stood up in front of class and I told them I beat my meat because everybody was like, oh, who masturbates? Now we gonna stop that. We gonna stop. We beat our meat because it gives you a clear mind. Post-nut clarity is a thing. Way back when I was 17, 18 years old, I avoided so much fucking trouble from beating my meat. Parties that I was dying to go to. I was like, you know what? Let me just beat my meat. How about just beat my meat and not go? Party got shot up. Kid you not. Didn't go because I beat my meat. Beat my meat probably saved my life. I think that's what it is, cynical. People just can't accept being wrong. Like Bill has said, question authority. The streets needs to be stopped being glorified. I grew up in the East. I lived in East Chicago for a year. I grew up in East Chicago, Indiana, in a Section 8 housing. You would never know it unless I told you. Being hood is gangster. It isn't cool. Yeah, I grew up in East Chicago. there was a, and I didn't grow up in East Chicago. I lived there for about a year when my mom and my dad split. We moved from Gary to East Chicago, and it's pretty hood. There was this badass kid up the street. I hope you're not him. His name was Demas. I don't know why your parents would name you fucking Demas, but Demas was a little asshole. He was a little Hispanic kid, and but he was popular, but he was a fucking bully, right? And I remember I took this tennis ball, just regular tennis ball to school one day. And he was like, "Hey, let me see your tennis ball." And I throw him the tennis ball, and this little motherfucker took that tennis ball and he threw that shit so hard and hit me in the fucking eye with it. That shit hurts. My eyeball hurt. I could not see out of my eye the whole goddamn class. And I was a little punk back then. I wasn't gonna fight him or nothing, but I wanted to. And then later on, I'm hanging out with that little kid. It's funny how these memories flood back. And he was like, "We're gonna have some wrestling matches at our house." And I'm thinking this is like, regular wrestling. We get into the fucking backyard. These motherfuckers got broken bottles, sticks. I'm like, "We supposed to be wrestling on this?" My mom said I gotta go do something. Nah, that kid was weirdo ass kid. But yeah, just stopping by to leave is like, "Thank you, Black Son, thank you." Okay. Yeah, like Demas. Like I don't know how to spell it, but it was Demas. That's where he was in my class too. We all went to the same little school. We lived there for about a year. We lived in one apartment, for about a year. Then we moved to this other place where we didn't have lights the whole goddamn time. And then we ended up moving back into my the house that my dad owned, that my family owned, the Darlings owned. So that's what that was. But yeah, man, same thing with here. Like I grew up around that shit too, but I've never glorified the streets because the streets was always fucking scary to me. And I think I've told this story before. I remember like when I was in the north side of Milwaukee, these niggas, and I mean it's a group of niggas. It had to be about 10, 15 niggas, okay, out there. And I don't know what the lady had did. She couldn't have did nothing that was that bad. This lady trying to get away. These niggas pulling her out the car. They beating her, da-da-da. And the cops you just didn't see no cops around her. You never saw no cops. Her car, the reason I remember it because they pull out the car, they just beating on this woman. Her car's rolling down the street. We just looking out the window. We see this. Her car's rolling down the street, still in neutral. Then she finally gets away from these niggas and gets in her car and like drives off. Just stupid shit. Like stupid shit all around. I remember one time we had to go to Walgreens, same apartment. Me, my mom, we went to, and I've told this on here before. We would go to Walgreens. The walk from where our apartment was to Walgreens wasn't even 40 fucking minutes. These niggas is out here playing dice outside on the corner by the building, playing dice. Look like they friends, having a good time, laughing, drinking, everything. Within that 40 minutes of us walking to Walgreens and coming back, one of the niggas had shot the other nigga. The news was right there. We had to walk all the way. It's like, come on, bro. Now, when I see shit like that, and this is I'm in the, what grade was I in? I was in the 5th grade at that point. I'm in the 5th grade saying this. There ain't no goddamn way I was going to glorify no fucking streets. And you got to take in mind, too, until that point, until my parents got divorced, until the 4th, 5th grade, I was pretty, I ain't going to say sheltered, but I lived with, my mom and my dad were married. They lived in a house together. It wasn't just all this ratchet craziness. So I came out of having kind of a low-key, super normal childhood into just going into just straight hood shit. And it was like I was disgusted by what I was seeing, you know what I'm saying? And it hasn't changed, And so when I see people say that is our culture, that is not our culture. That is a condition of what the system has put on us. But we are in an age of information where it shouldn't be glorified because we have the knowledge to know that it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It is. It's a cycle that can be broken. It's a cycle that I perpetuated. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying onto my kids. I'm not sitting up here saying that I am above everything that the hood or whatever hood culture has put on you. I'm a product of it too. You know what I'm saying? I have detachment issues. I have this latent rage in me. You understand what I'm saying? That comes from where I come from. You understand that? Like I understand that. Like I see that because of the things that I saw. And there's nothing to glorify. Yes, it does put a certain strength in you, but maybe if the world was a better place, we wouldn't have to be such hard and stoic ass fucking creatures to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And even as black people. And I know that we live in a country that wherever, especially as foundational, especially as black Americans, descendants of slaves, okay, whenever our people have tried to build something, right, it has been torn down, or it's been taken, or it's been perverted, or it's been co-opted, or it's been changed, or it's been, you understand? But even through all that, we have endured, right? But we come to this point where there is such this divisive fucking voice over our community, and it's hard. I'm seeing young men. This is why I go so hard about this man versus woman shit. People say this culture war, this gender war shit is stupid. It is stupid, but it's happening, okay? And the reason I talk about it, especially within this community, is because I see young black men constantly saying, "I'm over it. I'm not gonna defend this community. I fuck this community. La la la. I don't want nothing to do with us. I'd rather get my passport to go over there. I'd rather deal with this." When I know people may have their idea about, because like I said, I've been in many interracial relationships, or many, my kids are fucking mixed, right? And in the time when I got with my kid's mother, it had nothing to do with her race. It was because I loved her. It wasn't because I didn't like black women. Most of the women that I liked in school were black women. It was not this what do you call it, animosity towards our women that these young boys have towards our women right now, right? And I can't I understand why they feel that way when every day they get online and they're being told that they're less than. You understand what I'm saying? It's only so much a nigga can take. You understand? It's only, I call it digital buck breaking, right? It's death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? It's constantly telling you that you don't measure up to these other men. You don't make enough. You're not this. You're dumb. You're this. Even though they're not talking to you specifically, the algorithms push it. You can't get the same shit off that your female counterpart can, but they can. And they tell you that you're worthless every single day. So these young men who are coming up in a time where economics and everything isn't just what is considered a regular life, having a house, a car, a regular job that pays something, is nigh unobtainable for them. And then they're being told by women that they're less than. This is creating a future that I can't protect ladies from. I can't. And no man can. And that's what scares me. Because by the time these boys are ruling the world, what can we do? You understand? You already see traces of it in the whole trad guy thing, and the whole even within the whole red pill community stuff, and get in the kitchen and women should do this, and barefoot and pregnant, all that bullshit. That comes as a retort to constantly being told that you are worthless. You understand? And it ain't just black men going through it. It's white men going. It's men going through it in general. I don't want to just say it's black men, but I'm saying as black men is who, going back to that system, has, whenever we've built something up, we've been torn down. We're being punished. In this time, not us. Like, I'm fine, but their generation is being punished, especially like Gen Z. Younger millennials. They're being punished because for being men, and it sucks, bro. It's trash. I'm sorry. I'm about to read the comments, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm coming back up. What do you think our culture is? I've thought about it, and I honestly struggle to come up with a strong answer beyond basketball, soul food, rap, and jazz music. Our culture, Black culture, at least from my perspective, as far as a Black American culture is a culture of resilience. It is a culture that isn't afraid to have this conversation. You understand? It's a culture that will face monsters and sometimes just laugh in the goddamn face of it. We are a community that don't mind, for better or worse, laying out what's going on and tackling it, looking our oppressors in the eyes and saying no. There's a culture there. There's some cohesiveness there. The stress that the Black American culture has been put under would have broken a lot of people by now, but it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? Even when we sit here and we do talk about, let's say, the industry, we talk about it in a sense now here in 2025 from a perspective where we know it's been hijacked. We know that the mainstream push of what we hear and what we see is by design and by people that are not us. We understand that. It's not like we're completely ignorant to like the things that are happening against us and the things that are going on. But our community is that is having that conversation, because other cultures, at least from what I can see, they have trouble being this open and honest about certain things within their community. We don't, you know what I'm saying? And we don't outright cancel each other just for, right? People can always come back. And I know people say that's a bad thing, but it's not, to a certain degree, because we can recognize the strength and the people that have maybe veered away and come back. There's a strength in our community, what that community is, at least here, right? As far as economics, as far as the world, like, there's only an image of what the Black community is, and that's what you just named. It is a aesthetic, right? Community, right? Community requires a bit of sacrifice, and a lot of people who are the higher ups within our community are not willing to sacrifice what they have earned in order to bring the so-called community up with it. And that's why I feel that within the Black diaspora, at least here within America, there is a lack of community, because the people that get what they get, they know that if they stray from what they're supposed to do, that they'll lose what they have gained, and they're not willing to sacrifice that in order to have community, right? When you look at a person like Kanye has told President Bush he don't give a fuck about Black people. He has called out, the people that puppeteer us, right? He directly, right? But at the end of the day, what did they do? They buried his ass, right? They didn't even physically bury him. They didn't need to kill him. They just did what they did. You understand what I'm saying? They put him on enough fucking medicine to make him go fucking bipolar, go left, right, the simplest form of MK Ultra that you can possibly think of. And his worship of money and fame and everything was very easy to manipulate. But there's a lot of truth in what the man was saying. However, look what happened. And most people are not willing to sacrifice everything that they've earned to bring the community up with them. You can donate all you want, but donations only go so far. It requires more. It requires sacrifice. It really does. All things in this life require sacrifice. And I mean that in the sense of actual power. Most people believe that power is just bought through money, and it's not that. It's like power is bought through sacrifice, and sometimes it is money. It's giving up money, maybe things and all that, or a lifestyle or fame or whatever. But sometimes sacrifice could be blood. Sometimes sacrifice could be your life, and a lot of times that's what it is. Worst summer of my life, the main one of, let's see what we got here. There's a lot of hardcore men on men, tough guy image being sold to us rather than chasing an education. Yes. There's a lot of alpha male. It's a lot of get in the gym, and the gym is a part of the day. The gym is just a part of the day. There's other things that you have to work on outside the gym. Once you get out the gym, then what? Most niggas that are working on themselves, what do? We go, we work, we go to work, we go to the gym. Yeah, we look good. But then after the gym, what do? You go get something to eat. You come home, maybe play the game, like I say, beat your meat. you may even go on a date later, whatever. And some people say, well, that's the life, but it doesn't build towards nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even if you save it doesn't build, it really doesn't. It's aimless, and I'm living that life. I'm not criticizing that life. That's the life that I live. It's just aimless. It's an aimless existence. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I do have kids and all that, but I do wish that I could have put more into them. And I wish that, and then going into having children and bringing them into this world. Should you bring kids into this world? I don't regret bringing my kids into this world, but I know that my kids, at least a couple of them, have gone to places in their head where they wish they wasn't here. And I feel like a failure as a father that they even felt like that. You feel me? Or they feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe I haven't given enough. But then I hear people from that generation ask us, why didn't we try to get rich? Nigga, you don't think what? Right? That's all those people do, coming from dysfunctional homes, but no excuse. That's true. What's good? I am hip one. Next time, let me see. Let me see. I'm sorry, I didn't fell back on the thing. Let me see. Yeah, they made him kneel. They did make him kneel, and that's him. That's your sacrifice. That's you selling your soul. And Kanye know what he was doing. You go down there, you kneel to them. Yeah, they may put you back on. They may let you do this. They may let you lick their boot. But for me, the reason I pity him when I saw him do that, when I saw him go and he went to go kiss the ring, to me, that's you selling your soul. I don't need to be a part of your club. I'd rather fucking be living in goddamn tent in that goddamn park than have to kiss the ring of a man that's going to make me compromise my morals, my personal morals, what I don't want to do, what I want to say, or what I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that, like I say, things are not always black and white. What are your values, right? My values may not be money. My values may be, well, we want to give your kids this life. That would be very tempting for me. You see what I'm saying? It would be something that I would have to sit with. You could sit there and try to buy me off, but I'd be like, no, I'm good. I got everything I want. But then you sit there and say, we want to give your kids this, we want to give your kids that, we want to give your kids this. You see what I'm saying? You see how they play? They play with money. They play with life. They play with everything, you know? Like, let me see. I'm sick of all these liberals who think spending is the problem, only to live on welfare later. But the thing is, here's the thing. Even with welfare, right? Like, the system is set up for people to be dependent on it. It wouldn't be there for people it wouldn't be there if the system didn't put it there, right? It's funny to see politicians talk about the system when they're the ones that drive the system. Welfare is a part of the system. Without welfare, the system needs welfare. The economy needs people on food stamps. Like, why do y'all think that they didn't let food stamps stay stagnant for very long here in America? Because the economy would have started to crash. They need to hold this bitch up for as long as they can. And whether people like it or not, most economies are propped up on the people on the bottom, by the people on the bottom. It always has been. Now they're trying their best to replace those people on the bottom with robots. Good luck. But for the most of human history, most empires have been propped up with the blood of slaves. Like, that's just what it is. And we're no different. Like, we may be well-fed slaves, we may be comfortable slaves, we may be even fat slaves, but we're slaves nonetheless. Whether you're working, whether you're not, whether you're receiving a check, whether you're in the system, out of the system, we're a slave. We are slaves. We are cogs in this machine. And when you stop playing, they put you in a fucking a mental hospital, or you out there on the goddamn street. That's how they do you. And now they're trying to sweep you up and then probably turn you into some type of fucking delicious protein patty to feed to people. I wouldn't be surprised. Am I still in the motel? I am still in the motel. No, it's no disrespect. Not at all. I am still here. Explain why you hate on the trans community when trans women will worship everything about you. I don't hate on anybody's individual decision to change their bodies. You understand? What I have a problem with is indoctrinating young people into an ideology that follows that. You understand? Like, I'm not going to sit here, even with my kids growing up, I'm not going to tell them who they have to marry, right? I'm not going to tell them, like, I'm not going to indoctrinate them to be one way or the other. I'll let them decide that on their own, which they did, obviously, right? So I can't hate on the trans community because I have a trans child. Like, there's no goddamn way that I can hate on the trans community, right? I understand to a certain degree a lot of things, but you have to also take in mind, as a father, I also know that, like, there's a lot I want to say and I can't, like, and that comes from the love of my child. And because I want to respect her wishes the best that I can. You understand? Like, that puts me in a position, but I am still that person's father. So I have feelings about it. It's not that I hate on the trans community. I don't hate nobody, really. I hate pedophiles. I hate evil people. I hate people that take advantage of other people. I hate the fact that there's a generation of young people that wasn't taught to love themselves, and maybe, and I ain't gonna say maybe, I'm gonna say definitely, I did a terrible job as a father instilling that type of self-love into my children. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, because had I put that in my children, maybe they would have loved the person that they were born as, right? They didn't. They feel awkward, and maybe they felt that way their whole life. I haven't had that conversation with them. That's what I'm saying. I'm being very respectful when it comes to that. I have no qualms against the trans community. It's just deeper. It goes even beyond my child. It's deeper than that. There's been, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm 43 years old, okay? I was born in 1980 something. Until 2000, let's say 14, okay? 2014, 2015. That community and going through to the extremes to where you were taking hormones and you were, transitioning was considered to be a mental illness, okay? That's all the way up into 2014. That's only 9 years, or 10 years, 11 years ago, right? So, as a person that was born in a different time, you understand? There's adjustments within my cognitive perception of reality that I have to make. I have to. I have no choice, right? I'm not telling other people they have to. I have no choice. I want to understand. But I also understand that there are two genders, and there's a reason there are two genders. The reason that there are two genders is because of reproduction. There's a reason that we have sex. At the end of the day, it's not a social construct. It's none of that. It goes back to that natural order shit I was talking about. Man, woman, child, right? And it's not again, that's why I said nothing against the gay community, but in order to make the species whole, in order to continue the species, the reason that everybody that's in this chat is here, everybody that's online right now, you, me, my children, is because a man and a woman fucked and procreated, right? That is the natural order. That's what happens. That's every animal in the animal kingdom. That's what happens. They do that. They do that. That's what happens. Whether we like each other or not, we can have all these gender wars or not, but for the species to persist, right? Right? And I know that gender and sex are two different things. I'm not ignorant to that either. I get y'all. Trust me, I get y'all. I get y'all. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because at the end of the day, there's a reason that there are two genders, right? And it's at the end of the day, and because I'm taking the social stuff out of it, is to procreate. The reason that my sperm will go into a lady's coochie and then into her, the process and create a person is because for some reason, whoever created this game, whatever, even if it's just by chance, wants, right, us to do this and create little versions of ourselves. And whether those little versions of ourselves decide to be male or female, that's up to them. that's up to them, right? But in order for us to continue to have little versions of us, there has to be some type of relationship between those two genders. And we can't just go willy-nilly making up whatever the fuck we want if we want us to continue, right? Or we can just have robots doing everything. That's what they want anyway, right? That's what we want. We want a dead tomorrow where everybody's kidless, everybody got cats and robots and virtual reality assistants and all that. We can go to that point too. We don't need to have the natural order. We can go to the unnatural order. But remember, the unnatural order was created by a demonic ass patriarchy. Let me see. It's a mystical bond between I wish you the best. I see. Careful, Jay. Hot topic. I'm not trying to offend anybody though. I'm not trying to be you came of young adulthood and American Pie Day. Right. You know what I'm saying, Brandon? It's like an American Pie Day is like, imagine American Pie these days. Oh my God. That shit would be canceled so quick. Brendan. It's all synchronatic. People were just trying to find themselves. So being judgmental just makes things worse. Exactly. And I'm not trying to judge nobody or anything. I just don't want people pushing sexuality on children. I don't want people pushing once again, and I'm being fair to the LGBT community, not even that so-called natural order. We don't have to push. I don't want fucking kids saying heterosexual niggas having sex. They don't need to see that. I didn't see that growing up. You know what I'm saying? We had a way of being introduced into certain things. Whereas now y'all just throwing kids into butt sex and that it's a lot, right? And gender, that's a lot, bro, for kids, bro. I'm saying just let these niggas get to a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Now, when my child made their decision when they were a certain age. There's nothing I could say when you're a certain age. And that's what I'm saying. I can't judge you when you're a certain age. But anything before a certain age, I'm not going to sit up there and back that shit up. You know what I mean? But I want, and the reason I'm saying this is because for my child, I want them here, period. I don't give a fuck if they want to be a cat in a hat, a girl, a boy. I just want them here, right? I want them to be here, and I want them to try. That's it. Try your best. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to completely mutilate yourself. I want you to keep your shit, right? But I want you to be who you want to be and be as comfortable as you can without, don't ever hurt nobody else. As long as you are true to who yourself and they don't involve hurting other people, I just want my kids to be here. That's it. I don't want them to be sick. I don't want them to be hurt. I don't want them to be fucked up. I don't want them to be depressed. I just want them to be good. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to be able to adjust to the coming tomorrow, because the coming tomorrow, it may be it too. Because I have to think about this even, you know, in relation to my child. I have to think about it in terms of augmenting myself. And I'm not talking about in terms of gender, but we're coming into a time where they're going to start implanting us with shit, and we're going to have to make decisions whether we're going to want to become fucking cyborgs or not. And I believe that 2020 was a big push towards that. I think that was like the first phase of something bigger. And going into that tomorrow, if given the opportunity, right, like to augment yourself, right, with certain, you know, prosthetics or maybe neural chips or eye implants, whatever the case may be, would you take it? And what is the difference between transhumanism and transsexual, right? Like the line starts to become very blurred, and sitting with my thoughts, like it's very hard for me to understand all this. I'm not gonna even hold y'all up. It's hard. Like I don't have a grasp on this, you know, like, but I'm trying to understand. And I know a lot of times, like, I come off as like bigoted, but I'm not trying to be. Trust me, I'm not. I could care less what most people do with their lives. I don't care. It's just that when I talk about that stuff, and now that I've told y'all about that, and that's the reason I told y'all about that. The reason I am so passionate about that is because it's so personal. It's so personal to us as a family, and as, you know, within my own little community here. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And I have gotten on here and I've vented about that without saying much about my family, because I, you know, but I had to talk about it because it's a part, you know, like it is. So I don't know. Ready to become independent and all that comes, you know. Let me see. Well, Trump is making all this all worse by the day. I would shake his hand to say that. Neither would I. That man is so indefensible at this point, and I say that in a sense from just a decorum standpoint. Putting your name on a Kennedy Center is just deplorable. It is. Come on, you don't have to put your name on every goddamn thing, right? Putting your name on a Kennedy Center is nasty work. The way that ICE has been operating within this country has been nasty work. And y'all know I'm all for niggas getting deported. But the way it's been going down, it's not professional, and it's scaring off the fucking tourists. Vegas is dying, okay? And you can say consequences, and I'll own up to that shit. I can sit here and say that, but because of this whole ICE shit, and because of the way the shit has been operating, and because these niggas don't have no decorum about just showing up any fucking where, I have seen it fucking directly how it has affected this economy. Downtown hasn't been downtowning. It just hasn't been. Mostly because niggas are scared to come here. every Canadian that have talked to is like they don't want to come here because of how fucking ratchet our government is being right now. The optics, just the optics alone. Imagine being in another country looking from the outside looking in. We look insane. Like, and I say we as we, not only does America look crazy like we normally do, but then you got the government on top of it, pretty much kicking indoors and sending people back. So a person that's probably just here to visit, they probably don't know the difference between that and just coming here and visiting. They probably think that ICE is on every corner, right? That's what it's looking like. And I don't like the optics. The optics of tearing down half the goddamn White House. You understand? The optics of appealing to a racist demographic in order to appear to their feelings. Like, what are we doing? Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. You know, you get what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It shouldn't be. There's no surprises here, really. It's crazy as fuck. But the biggest thing for me with this motherfucker is the fact that we're trying to have a war with Venezuela. Like, there's two things that this lying bastard ran on. He ran on releasing the Epstein files, right? And we seen how they done redacted that shit, right? And he also ran on no wars. There was no wars in my first term, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, we're trying to have wars here in this hemisphere. I think that this shit just, you know, how do you settle that over with your constituents and for the people that back you up? Now, obviously, there's a whole cult that are going to back him up with whatever. But once again, I believe that this is all just a fucking game. It's all a goddamn game. It's a joke. I don't believe in none of it. I don't. I used to believe in it. Even up until last year, I believed up until about a fraction of it. I don't believe in none of it. Whenever I see any of these people on TV, whether it's Trump, any of them, any of the senators, anybody, whenever I see them on TV, I think of TV show, reality TV. That's all it is. Because why am I even seeing you? Why are you not in the office working? Right? There's some days I can't even record a fucking video because I work at a goddamn restaurant and I'm there all goddamn day. And I come home, I'm too tired. How the fuck are you running a whole country but y'all on TV every day? Come on, like it's a game. It's a joke because the real job is to get on TV every day and bullshit us, blow smoke up our asses, right? For years upon years upon years upon years upon years, where we're constantly losing. This is every president. It ain't just Trump. Wages have stayed stagnant for the last fucking forever, right? It ain't just under fucking Trump. It's under every goddamn body. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't go. How the fuck is the fucking federal minimum wage $7.25? Come on, like at this point, like there's literally them slapping us in the face with a fucking dick. They don't care. None of them do. So when you get up to Trump and you taking names off of buildings and stuff, even the symbolism alone, it's just nasty work to me. That's why I just brought that up, because it's just the symbolism. Because America's always been fucking nasty work. Let me see. They gonna get it. They'll get that oil. They gonna get that oil because they gotta keep the. I keep saying it. They gotta keep the economy afloat. That's what the Middle East shit is about. Empires are fueled by war. That's always been all the way back to the Roman Empire, the British Empire. The moment the empire can't make war, it's over. We make war in order to sustain our lifestyle. So it goes without saying. Afghanistan just ended a couple years ago. We got to hop right back into a new conflict. The only difference is this conflict is going to be different for Americans because if we start bombing a country in this hemisphere, we can be touched. And I don't mean by the military. I mean by insurgents. I don't think people consider that. Insurgency. See, like when you start attacking, let's say Iraq, Afghanistan, countries over there in the Middle East, the insurgency is only within the insurgency is only within the country that we've invaded, right? We're really the insurgents over there. But the insurgency is like, you know, people coming from other countries, maybe Pakistan, fucking Libya, Somalia, different mercenary groups that came into Afghanistan and Iraq in order to fight our troops while we were over there. That's what they call the insurgency, right? Over there, the insurgency is mostly mercenaries and people coming from other countries and people within the country that are offering the resistance against the invaders, us, right? Here, we invade Venezuela. We're on the same fucking... We're in the same hemisphere and on the same goddamn peninsula and all that shit. All they got to come through Mexico, which we already say we have a border crisis. So you start attacking Venezuela, you start killing people's family members over there. What do you think is going to happen here within America? There's a lot of Venezuelans that come over here unvetted constantly. Y'all think that y'all always say Mexicans, but Guatemalans, Venezuelans, fucking what is it? It's another one. El Salvadorians. All of them come over here. You understand? A lot of people just think Mexican, Mexican, Mexican. It ain't. A lot of Mexicans don't give a fuck about America. Most Mexicans that I know that y'all think are illegal, they drive back and forth. They know all the routes. They don't. It don't. They can literally get deported today and be back here fucking like in less than a week, and they don't even have to deal with the goddamn cartel of the coyotes. They know the routes, right? They do this on the weekends. That's not a problem for them. I'm talking about the people that are further south. You talk about Venezuela. You talk about attacking Venezuela. You attack Venezuela, you take out their infrastructure, you're going to cause a deeper economic issue within a country where that's already under economic stress. It's going to send people north. And those people that come north are going to feel slighted by us attacking their homeland, and they're going to cause and they're going to strike us here within America. And what I mean by that is through pocket insurgencies, like guerrilla warfare. They're already being taught that by their government right now as a precursor to the invasion by the United States. They're being taught that by the government. Man, woman, and child are being given rifles, are being taught rifle training in order to deal with us coming into their country. So if we destabilize their country even further, or whatever their country is, right? Because I've looked into it, you're going to send more people north. We will have attacks here. And I would say you would think more so about the major fucking metropolitan areas, LA, San Diego, and I would anything border, I would be fucking wary of if we go into war with them. It won't be an easy fight. It'll be some bullshit. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not that smart. I'm really not. The government knows this. They know this. They're way smarter than anything I've just said. They know this. If I know this, they know this. They're anticipating it. They want it. They can fund it. That's more money. The more attacks within America, it funds the war machine. See, these motherfuckers here blowing us up. We got it. They want it. It works for them. Trust me, it works for them. It does. It's political theater. It's all political theater. I'm saying it definitely can be a game, but let's sell the PMC facts. Life is a journey. Sleeper cells are already here, Mr. King. Yep, they're already here. And then you also have to think about the people that are working as sleeper cells for the CI. Sorry. For 3-letter agencies, or that have been conditioned to be activated once this jumps off. It plays into a narrative. So think about it, right? Most of you sitting here right now, if we was to go to war with Venezuela, y'all be like, we're not going to war. I wouldn't send my kids to war with Venezuela. But then let's say 2 weeks into 2026, I'm just saying, or two weeks into the war or the invasion of Venezuela, there's a car bombing or a roadside bomb somewhere that kills a group of people, right? People here in America, I promise you, are going to be ready to go to war. They are. They're going to be ready. They're going to be willing. And with the job market looking like it is, and a lot of places people can't find jobs, they're going to go and sign up for the military. The government knows this. They've already created the conditions. I know they're going to do it because I know what I did after 9/11. I know what people are going to do after they feel like we've been attacked. I don't care what people say they feel like the country is. They're going to use it as an opportunity to go over there. And the government knows that they have more than enough bodies to fuel this war machine. People say, "Oh, recruitment is down." The United States government has never had a problem conditioning its citizens to go to war for whatever fucking reason. They're good at it. The American FX show. Let me see. Life is a journey, but like like it's what you take from it. It's what you take from it. Ups and downs. You know what I mean? Can you learn something from it? I think the problem with life, and I think the repeated cycle of life, is that too many of us, we don't learn nothing. Like it's easy to like go through shit and go through those trials and tribulations and not learn anything. It's just not learn nothing. And I think that's why next year they have the Odyssey coming out, what about Odysseus and all that. And the reason I've always liked that story is because he was always so like his mind was so focused on getting home, even after 40 something goddamn years. It didn't matter where he came across, right? Literally the ultimate fucking hero's journey, right? I mean, his wife was waiting for him too. I mean, that wouldn't happen in real life. I know, goddamn, 40 years at fucking sea. But yeah, life is a journey. Life is. It was funny because like even sometimes when I get on here and I'm telling like stories, I forget like y'all say East Chicago. East Chicago was like such a big part of my childhood until and then it's not even on the forefront of my memory until it comes up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I remember the apartment we lived in. I remember my friends. I remember the school I went to. I remember all that. And I don't know, it's crazy. And it's you have these moments in time where if you were to see yourself right now, or you were to go back and tell yourself you are where you are, sometimes you wouldn't believe it, and sometimes you were probably more proud of yourself than you think you would be, right? Someone said, well, I thought I would be rich, or I thought I'd be married, or I thought I would have this, or I thought I have that. But sometimes just you being the person that you are would impress your younger self. Your younger self will probably be enamored by the person that they're talking to, probably be a little bit annoyed, but they'll probably be enamored by the person that they talk to because of the things, the lessons that you picked up through that journey. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. That's why strength in numbers can alter certain outcomes. If we can't figure out the game, at least we can reflect the numbers. That's the big thing. That's what community is about. But when you don't have no community, what the fuck? What can you do? You know what I'm saying? Our communities, and I'm not talking about the black community, I'm talking about the world community, is in shambles. We all are in different. I realized that during COVID when I saw so many people. Let's put it like this. During COVID, I saw that if they wanted to, they can convince us of anything. They could. They could convince us of anything. And because of that, that frightened me from community. Because within community, if you can convince a community of anything, right, that community can always turn on you, right? And what I mean by that is, like, when COVID happened, I thought as a community here, at least here in America, I don't know about the rest of the world, right? But I thought as a community, I thought one thing was absolutely true across the board. And up until COVID, I considered myself to be liberal. I was liberal. I'm a Democrat. I'm a da 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 da. I was all that, right? I believed in that. But then I thought I was a part of that community. I thought there was strength in numbers. I thought we were getting better together because there are more people that think like me, and we're trying to be progressive, and everybody can love and da 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 liberal, blah, 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 California shit. And then COVID happened, and the same people that I thought were fucking about freedom and about autonomy and about personal choice and decision making, they wasn't. They were crazy than a motherfucker. They were telling everybody that if you don't do this, you this, or I don't want to talk to this person, and fuck you, or you're gonna kill this person. And it's like, whoa, hold up. This is the same group of people that say my body, my choice. What are we doing? My body, my choice. I get to make a choice here, right? No, I saw that in a heartbeat. If the conditions were right, you could turn any group of people into a group of little fucking fascists that will be dangerous than a motherfucker, right? If convinced, or if it's enough fear pumped into their fucking hearts, right? Because the only thing that happened with COVID, the only reason that COVID went away was because the fear went away. That's it. It didn't go nowhere. It's still here technically, but like it didn't go nowhere. It ain't because we out. I gotta be careful. We out jabbed it. That ain't what happened. Like, it's still here. It's just the fear went away, right? Right? And they use fear to puppeteer a good portion of the community. So communities can be fucking dangerous. The more people that you put together, the more people that you group together, the more dangerous those people become, bro. That's why it's crucial to build up now so that later on we won't just look like you're starting over. How is it that the ants protect the queen and we can't find one thing to protect, which would be the kids? If we really wanted to protect the kids, if we really wanted to protect the kids, right? This whole Epstein list thing, it wouldn't even be a debate. It wouldn't even have to been, we wouldn't have to wait, right, for them to release anything. We would just make them do it. But we don't. We say, oh, they're gonna have a hearing and they're gonna do this and they're gonna sit there. If motherfuckers took children to an island, and they're literally sitting up there as senators right now, right? And some of them are, and they're in these lists, and they're these politicians, or these famous people, not even famous people, It's more of the billionaire class that buy and sell these islands that are guilty of going to these islands and raping these kids, right? This shit is demonic. This shit ain't getting on. But if we don't go, and we know that that's what that list is about. We know that's what's in there, right? But what are we doing about it? Nothing. Right? So, like, yeah, we can't protect the kids. What can we? Kids come on missing every year. We know that they're selling kids. We've come to that conclusion. We know they're selling kids. We know what they're doing to kids in Hollywood. We know. We're knowledgeable of it. But it's not nothing new. We knew what R. Kelly was doing 20 some years ago, but it was okay until it wasn't okay. This nigga literally was on tape peeing on a girl, but it was okay because his music was dope until it was socially not okay. Right now, we know that our politicians are perverts and sex criminals, but we're okay with it. And we're only going to be okay with it until it's not okay. It's up to us to not make it okay. And right now, we're okay with them giving us the Epstein list with everything blacked out and just... What we okay with that? We good with that, and people have figured out how to get past the blacked out shit. But for the most part, the government tried to release some bullshit to us, and we accepted it, just like we always do. We accept what they do. They sit there and tell us that fucking water ain't wet, and we accept it. We accept it. The only reason they can get away with that is not because they got planes, tanks, and automobiles. It's because we let them tell us whatever the fuck they want to tell us. That's the only reason. It's the same reason that money has value. The only reason that money has value is because we give it value. We attribute value to it. If we woke up tomorrow and was like, this paper don't mean shit, we can't do nothing with it. It wouldn't mean anything. We do it. Like, this reality, we make it. We can blame God, we can blame the universe or fate or whatever, but at the end of the day, we collectively make this reality. We're doing this. We're literally doing this. Like, even the robots and shit, we're doing this. We're collectively imagining our own extinction. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. And that's why I say I think we're designed to do that. We're designed to get to a certain point, and then we just like, you know what? This skin and this biological perfection that let's replace it with some mechanical parts and fucking let's live in the cloud and dumb shit. That's what we do. And then eventually we fucking revert back to the Stone Age and we start over. That's what we do. At least we weren't telling people to drink bleach and giving out misinformation. People were saying all kind of shit during that time, right? But y'all were saying, wear a mask. You can't go in there with grandma. Let grandma die by herself. Let her suffer. You don't want to get anybody else sick. Fuck her. She's lived for 80-something years on this planet, and she's been the matriarch of this family. Let her fucking die alone on a ventilator. You don't get to put on a suit and go in there and hold her hand. Fuck her, right? Oh, you don't want to get the jab? You don't want to do what we say? We're going to send people to your house if need be, if the government allows us to make you do it for public safety reasons, even though there is no fucking reason for us not to be able to question where this came from, why this and why that, what's this medicine, how did you guys come to this conclusion? Why all of a sudden that these pharmaceutical companies are representing this, and the same pharmaceutical companies that are telling us that we can't question are also, y'all, no. Yeah, there's a lot of people saying drink bleach, but if you were a dumb motherfucker that drunk bleach, you probably just as crazy to put that shit in your body. No different. Both two sides of the same fucking coin. To me, that's why I don't like none of these motherfuckers. I don't like groups. Because all of it is crazy. And eventually somebody, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what would happen. I'm going to tell you what drove me crazy. Because I imagine my mom, right? My mom was in a hospital, okay, on a ventilator. Would nobody be able to tell me that I'm not going to go in there and hold my mom's hand on her way out? Because then I'm going to go out with her. I'm going to do what I have to do to get in that room and hold her hand. And then if y'all want to come out here and get me out of it, then we can all go. We can all go today. We can all go, right? Because I say there's a line. There has to be a line. And I realized that. That's what that taught me. There has to be a line. And I realized, okay, I have a line. I actually have a line. I have a line. And once that line is crossed, I don't give a fuck by who is by. I'm up out of here. That's just it. I'm gone. Ain't no locking me up. Ain't no doing it because I'm gone. And whoever's going to try to stop me from doing what I'm doing at that point is gone too. I have a line, period. And that line in my head, when y'all got politicians and pharmaceutical companies telling me what they gonna do to me, what they gonna make me do, then come make me do it. Then send your representative, whoever wants to get that paycheck to make people like me do it, come do it. You see, they didn't, because there's still enough Americans like me that was on the same page. Come do it. Come do what y'all did in Australia. They don't do that. They couldn't do that to us because there's enough of us still free enough in our head to be like, yeah, well, then that's it for me. Then that's it, right? Right? Just like the whole First Amendment, Second Amendment, any right that you have or claim to this land as a fucking citizen in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And they want to take it from you. What is your line? What's your line? Because they can write whatever fucking law they want to that they want to write. Mean fuck all to me. What are we going to do? You're going to keep paying your silly ass bills. One person not paying their bills isn't going to do anything. That's a good point. I've thought about that. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that? The boycotts. Like when people say, I'm not going to shop this holiday season, or I'm not going to do that. Do y'all think those work? Do y'all think those work? September 11th, 2030. I don't know if you plan. But somebody said that the rapture is the new because the rapture was supposed to be back in September, but then the rapture is also going to happen because it didn't happen that time. They were off. They were off by a couple of months. So technically, the rapture is going to happen on Christmas. So, and if it don't happen on Christmas, September 11th, 2033, for real. The world ends with you. Whenever you die, that's when the world ends. And that thinking, you take yourself out with them before they get to your kin. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a thing that if you make the decision, and I don't think nobody, here's the thing. I don't think nobody was stupid for getting the stuff. I don't say you're dumb. You know, like, you know, I can sit up here and have my opinions about it because it wasn't enough information for me, but I don't think it was dumb to get it. I just think it was fucking crazy to sit up there and try to put a gun in everybody else's head to get it. That's what the fucking problem was with me. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff wasn't adding up. Now, if it added up to the point where we were all falling out and this motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? That's something different, but that ain't what it was. And some of it just looked real demonic on the surface. Sometimes you just got to look at shit wasn't looking right. And it obviously turned out not to be right because where we at right now? What happened to it? They stopped talking about it. They just stopped talking. Like next episode, something else. You know when I knew it was super bullshit? Y'all know when I knew it was super bullshit? When I knew it was like, oh, they playing in our face. It was during the protest. Remember that summer they had some protests. It was like a big deal. I think it was, I don't know if it was 2021, 2020, 2021. It was this big deal. On the one hand, it was where you can't social distance, all that bullshit. I remember this ain't that long ago. It hasn't even been a decade. It seemed like it was ages ago, but it wasn't that long ago. It was, you got to put this on in social distance, but get out there and exercise your right to protest. Get out there and protest the George Floyd this, and get out there and protest the Black Lives Matter this. And then you see millions of people hand in hand, protesting signs, doing everything, right? And then once the protest was over, you know, once they were out of their designated spot and tell everybody to go home, and it was right back to gotta mask up, social distancing. But I was like, but what about because they were fucking playing with fools. That's what they were doing. And they were seeing how much of the population they can get to dance along with their little game. That's why you had motherfuckers on late nights talk shows doing dances and gigs, and you had all your favorite celebrities who ain't worth the shit telling you what you need to do because they're scientists all of a sudden. That shit radicalized me, bro. It changed me. It literally drove me crazy. I'm not even playing. It changed me. It literally changed me. To the point I was like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. This is a fucking game. And in groups, people are fucking dangerous. They're fucked up. They're not even kind of fucked up. They're very fucked up. Because how do you watch old people die? Then you got, never mind, I'm gonna stop. This shit is already, I didn't already talk too much. Right. The Romans didn't have one tactic. They had multiple tactics. That's true. This is true. That's why they lasted so long. Every single person, let me see, every single person would need to stop paying their bills at the same time. And then what? The hospitals got paid $37K for every person they put. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was a fucking business move. Black Lives Matter could have been life-changing. It could have been. But it had to have actually meant something. You can't say the problem wasn't necessarily the message, because Black Lives Matter. And the problem is the moment people try to be inclusive and say all lives matter, now all lives matter is being racist because the racists are saying all lives matter and Black Lives Matter. Obviously, the term Black Lives Matter from just the very beginning, I'm telling you what it meant as a black person. It just meant to the justice system that we matter too. Black Lives Matter. That's all it meant. We matter too. If y'all gonna convict other people for taking other people's lives and this and that, we matter too. Don't give people a slap on the wrist for choking us out and all that other stuff. We matter too. That's what it meant. But as anything in a demonic fucking society, it was hijacked for profit. And that's what happened. And then it became a spokesperson for fucking idiots to say, well, black people can't be racist and Black Lives Matter more than these people, and these people can't speak on this because of this and that. Stupid shit. It just became a stupid fucking conversation being had by stupid people that shouldn't have to. And a lot of these stupid people got very rich during that time because they sounded smart. Oh yes, black people need to do this and Black Lives Matter. These are people without power. They're just speaking. This is what always angered me. Y'all get on these white people's platforms and then y'all talk that y'all wag y'all finger at them. And the white people let y'all get up there because they know it's going to elicit a certain type of resentment. And people that probably never even thought about black people to begin with, it's going to elicit a certain type of resentment because now you got this pseudo intellectual motherfucker that don't know shit from his asshole from his mouth telling you that you gotta be nice to your fellow black person because of X. You don't have to be nice to nobody. You don't have to like nobody. You gotta try to respect people if you want respect back. I will say that. But you don't have to like nobody. You don't have to deal with people. You don't have to like black people. I don't have to like white people. I'm free to not like whoever the fuck I don't want to like. You don't have to like me either. So all the finger wagging, all of that is annoying. That's annoying no matter who's doing it. No, you can't be a racist. But I can be racist, you mayo monkey, you fucking all the fucking racist shit that we get to get that shit off. We get to say all the racist shit in the world to white people. We do. And the algorithm doesn't hurt. The algorithm doesn't even demonetize. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't hurt your video, nothing. You know why it doesn't? Because they want that hatred pushed. Just like they let the women get the hatred off towards the men, they let us black people get as much. We can say whatever we want to them. We can. And I caught on to that a long time ago because, you know why? It's not because of a power imbalance. No, because it's turned a whole generation of young people that would have never thought in a certain way to now, why do I have to feel guilty that I'm white? Why do I have to why do you get to call me a male monkey, but I can't call you the N-word? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what we got. And then the retort is from these so-called pseudo-intellectuals is, well, I can call you a male monkey because black people can't be racist. Racism is a systematic thing. And great. Racism is a systematic thing, but that still doesn't negate the fact that you're using a racial epithet towards a person and it's going to affect that person's feelings. Period. This is what it's all about, people hurting each other's feelings. I can call as many black people nigger as I want, and then it ain't gonna care, right? I can go out here right now and just start calling black people nigger all day. Hey, what up, nigger? I can say it all day. I can say it right here. No problem. But let a white person say it. It's like, it's ridiculous, bro. It's embarrassing. It is. I don't give a fuck what you think. As long as you ain't disrespecting me, as long as you ain't in my face, I already know I live in a fucking white supremacist power structure. So what am I gonna do about it? Am I going to bitch about it, or am I going to try to obtain some power? Right now, I have no power. My people have no power. Well, our power is our voice, is our influence. And what do we use our influence to do? To talk shit. That's it. That's all we do. So, what can I say? You know? Let me see. Do you know about archetypes and egregores or avatars that assume the role in this reality but don't have the same thoughts like we do? I've thought about that many times. I've thought whether or not certain entities are born into people, right? And are living in this time in order to influence, and they just don't know, right? You like, let's say you, for instance, right? You could be like, we could just make up, we could say Thor, right? I'm just making up stuff. Let's say, I'm just saying Thor. You're Thor, but you don't know you're Thor, right? You're immortal. Your soul is immortal, but you come here to experience like this instance, right? And your time here isn't to be the thunder god, but it's to affect the world in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe through linguistics or through whatever it is you do. And I've thought about that. Or maybe us as individuals, every one of us is an individual. Our soul does exactly that. We are here, and throughout time, we just, like through our ancestors, we come into different times to live. Maybe I'm the same person that existed, in the fucking 5th century. I'm just alive again now, and I just have no idea. I've thought about that. It was like MLK all over again, giving us MLK Day a bandage. Hey, bro, has Vegas started to pick back up? No, Jay, it hasn't. It's horrible. It's actually, we're down 14%. We just lost one of our major Thai food restaurants right up here downtown because traffic. He said 36 years it was open. 36 fucking years closed. Yes, this weekend closed. This past weekend. Tried to keep the doors open, but the foot traffic just ain't there. Foot traffic haven't been hitting. At least I've been down here. I lived down here for almost a year, over a year now. And in the time that I've lived down here, the traffic has just steadily dropped off here in Vegas. Big time. What is this, Boondocks? I'm a big fan. What up, bro? Hey, what up, King James? Think how the elites think, and you will be up 10 steps ahead. You can, and I can think like the elites think, but unfortunately, when you think like the elites think, you got to be cutthroat. I know. I was telling somebody, I know exactly how to get ahead. I know how to get rich. I know how to take advantage of people, especially using this internet. It's an easy thing to do, but you have to compromise some morals in order to do it. You really do. You really do. You can get to a point, like, I'll give you a perfect example. If I got on here every day, I talk about a variety of things on this channel for a reason. There's a reason I do that, because I want to. And the things sometimes I'll talk about I feel are important. But if I niche down, right, and if I just talked about, like, I obviously have a passion for talking about the community and what these women be saying and la la la. If I only did those type of videos, I wouldn't even have to be a waiter. I would just do that, right? But that doesn't do nothing for me. And then at the same time, if I'm just sitting here complaining every day about what women are saying on the internet, what am I doing about it, right? I can sit here and say, oh, look at these stupid bitches, and I do, and I'm going to, because I enjoy doing. I do enjoy making those videos. But at the end of the day, that can't just be all of my content, because that doesn't do nothing for me spiritually or fucking intellectually, right? But monetarily, if that's all I did, I'd be great. I'd be fantastic, right? If I played into the whole black pill, just fuck these dudes. No, be on your own, and that's easy. That's the low hanging fruit. It's very easy to do, right? There's always ways. You could, like, and you say think about the league. I'm obviously thinking about that first step, but I'm saying beyond that first step. Let's say I did make money like that. Then what do I do with my money? How do I use my money to influence other people? I know ways to do that too, but then those ways would only serve me, right? They only serve me. They don't serve. I can sit here and have these conversations. Give you a perfect example. Y'all see how mad I get about these preachers or the pastors that make all this money, especially the ones, these super pastors. The reason I get so mad is because these guys know, right? They have mastered the art. A lot of these guys don't even believe in God. They don't believe in God. Great, right? But they found out that if they use God and the book of God in this reality, whatever book of God you see, to make people feel guilty or to channel people's fucking that religious feeling that we have in us, they can make a lot of money. They don't. A lot of these niggas don't believe in God. They don't give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about a God. They just do what they do. They don't care. That's why you say, "Oh, how come Joel Osteen and let people in his house?" Because he don't give a fuck about those people. It ain't like it ain't. He don't care. A nigga can get up there with a good smile and a nice haircut and good suit and talk about God did it, make millions of dollars, have all these planes, all this stuff. They don't feel nothing towards the people that are giving them the money, that are coming to them. And think about it. These men make all this money. And they know that a lot of people in their congregation are poor and broke and destitute, yet they still take their money. Why? Because they don't give a fuck. And they in their head, they're like, and I am judging because I think differently, but I understand that is the way. If you want to be this nice person or you want to be a moral person, you're probably not going to get a lot of worldly riches, or you're not going to probably ascend to elite status. No way, because the elite, they do a lot darker shit than even that. Like, it goes even deeper than just monetary stuff. Like I always say, blood. Think blood. You know? Let's see. Let me see. Hey, bro. Hey, what's up? What's up, Lawrence? Thank you, I am Hip Point. I appreciate that. What's your favorite thing to do besides videos and collecting figures? Working out. That's like my favorite thing to do besides collecting figures and working out. It used to be video games. I've been playing this game called it was the game of the year. Oh my god, it's right up here. I can tell you. I've been playing. I'm so scatterbrained. Expedition 33. I kind of like it. I like the beginning of the story. I've been playing for probably about a couple hours, but mostly working out. Like besides like figure creator, it's working out. Let me see if I can turn this around. I have like my little situation over here that I get in. There's my new scooter, y'all. That motherfucker flies. I love it. But yeah, just a few weights there. I haven't been to the gym in a minute. I'm supposed to be getting back into it so I can start putting back on some like actual weight. I'm in shape mostly because of the way I eat. I eat really well, but I'm not like muscular in my like I'm used to being a little bit more, having a little bit more on me, you know what I mean? So I feel vulnerable. This is what made me stop being a vegetarian the first time. You don't necessarily, it ain't just that you lose weight, you lose like fat. Like there's like, and sometimes you want fat and so that's vanity. Thank you, Iron Hit Boy. It's fun when you're one with the gun. Prosperity preaching. Pastor said, I'm going to teach you how to tie. Right? Yeah. Teach you how to tie. Merry Christmas, Sky Punk. Welcome in, man. Have you played Detroit Become Human? I played the demo. They have it on sale right now on Steam. I may pick it up because it's like $4. Yeah. Love the weights. Get your money. I got my weights too. I'm gonna hit a few sets in a set. Yeah, that's it. I got the weights. I do the pull-ups and I do a lot of calisthenics and stuff like that. I do like the gym because I do like flat bench. I like my incline. I like doing squats with like a lot of the heavy stuff because I feel like just even within a few weeks, I feel like the difference like in my frame and my body. One of my favorite exercises is the squats, mostly because like I squat every day, even with those little weights right there, just mostly because it feels like it just like wakes me up, like gets me out there. Like, you know, yeah, I'm kind of like a meathead in that aspect. I got into working out because I grew up a nerd. Like I was into no working out, wasn't gonna be no working out. And what got me into actually working out was my little brother. My little brother, when he got into high school, he obviously got on the junior varsity teams. He played basketball, he ran track. And then like literally in the summer, my little brother got taller than me. The nigga had muscles and shit and was looking sexy and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's all it takes is summer? And so I started I was like, how did you get your arms like that? Because literally in the summer, the little nigga had got arms and all kind of shit. And he had showed me we started with the little milk jug, just getting that. And off of that, then I started doing like some laps around my neighborhood, like just around the block. I was like, if I can run one block, until it got to the point where the block wasn't enough, then I started doing the whole city block. Then I just started doing miles, and I got hooked on it, and I'm hooked on it to this day. When I don't like exercise and I don't work out, I feel like I feel gross. Yeah, the scooter. Fuck that bike. Fuck, I was thinking about getting a bike. Let's see. One of followers on here like be looking out, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna get a scooter. I was gonna get a bike, but I was like, I don't even want to deal with the tires, none of that. I'm just gonna do a scooter. Do lunges with the curls. I think I will, Brennis. That's a good one. I do the squats with the weights, but the lunges. I need to do more of the lunges too. But my legs are skinny as shit too. Who's your favorite superhero and why? And can you agree they did the Hulk dirty in the MCU? Oh, I can super agree that they did the Hulk dirty in the MCU. It's like after Thanos kicked his ass, it's like damn, they might as well just neuter him right there. Oh man, my favorite. I've been trying to think about this because I knew somebody was gonna ask me that. Like, my favorite character in all of comics has been Dr. Manhattan. Mostly because even just from the Watchmen novel, it was his chapter that I liked the most, right? And even to this day, I don't necessarily like how they've implemented the Watchmen into the regular DC universe, but I still like Dr. Manhattan a lot, even though he's not really technically a superhero. Like, I like him. I really do. I like the idea of somebody that can see the past, the present, and the future all at one time and still try to keep their humanity in a way. Like, I really do enjoy Dr. Manhattan. But if we're talking about mainstream superheroes, it's gonna sound real cliche. I'm gonna have to say Batman. I'm gonna tell you why Batman. Batman mostly because it's a lot of stuff that happens around Batman, right? Batman is broken. I ain't gonna even sit up there and hold you up. Batman is the most broken fucking comic book character that has ever existed. He's human, but for some reason he can hold his own with everybody. Like, it ain't just fucking other superheroes. It's gods, it's monsters, it's all that shit. He can hold his own with everybody. He's a broken superhero. But the reason that I've liked Batman more than anybody is it goes more so to personal experience. It's because once again, it's a cliche. It's because of the Dark Knight Returns. And it's funny because the older I get, the more I feel it, right? The Dark Knight Returns, when I read The Dark Knight Returns, I read The Dark Knight Returns when I was in the 12th grade. I was living in a shelter, and it just so happened I had ordered the book from a comic book shop that I was going to. I hadn't read it. I had heard about it. I was into comics heavy at the time, and I ordered it and read it. I read it. I couldn't put it down. The night I read it, I had the worst migraine I ever had, to the point I was throwing up and all kind of shit. But I just couldn't put the fucking book down. And the reason it made me like Batman so much is because up until that point, I didn't realize that Batman was crazy. Batman is a crazy person. And that's kind of why, like, people say Batman doesn't like have superpowers, but Batman's superpower is that he's a crazy person. Like, literally, like, he has money, but even without the money, Batman would still be Batman because Batman is crazy. Yeah, Batman lost his parents that night. He had to watch his parents get murdered. But he went crazy from that point. He's cuckoo. And Batman's enemies, his rogues gallery, the reason that they're some of the best is because they're just a reflection of him. They literally are. Even the Joker is a reflection of him. Like, y'all ever think in all these forms of media besides the first Batman movie, why the fuck hasn't he killed him? Like, why the fuck hasn't he killed the Joker? Because the Joker is a mirror, right? Like, whereas Batman is stoic order. Like, think of the state, like the police state. That's Batman. He's crazy. Losing his parents, he went so far into that mentality that things have to be this. He has a contingency for everything. He's a crazy person. Joker is chaos, right? And so it's like for Batman, it's like looking in the mirror. That's why it's complex. That's why I like Batman so much. And so going back to the Dark Knight, the first chapter, even like years later, is probably almost one of my favorite chapters, just because he don't have on the suit. It's just Bruce Wayne. And the older he gets, it's harder for him to keep that demon in. The demon being Batman. That's why he calls himself Batman in his head. That's why he's crazy, okay? And as he's getting older, he's looking in the mirror, he's seeing himself get older. He's seeing the city around him degrade. And the reason it's degrading for him is because he's getting old. The Gotham is falling apart. The world is falling apart because Batman can't be Batman no more. You're old. You're over the hill. You're crazy. You can't do it no more. And that's why the city's falling apart, to the point where in the beginning of the story, he has a mustache and he at some point shaves it off, and he don't even realize he shaved off the mustache. He's losing it. And what's brilliant about that first chapter is that it juxtaposed it with Two-Face. Two-Face has gotten his face fixed. He's completely fixed, completely good, right? But then all these crimes start happening, and guess who's behind it? It's Two-Face again. Even though his face is fixed, he's all wrapped up and da-da-da. And at the very end of the chapter, when Batman, and he didn't finally put back the mask on, he didn't went to go stop Two-Face, and Two-Face's face is fixed. Two-Face is like, look at me, like, but there's nothing wrong with him. He's fixed. But for him, he doesn't see that he's fixed, because it ain't got shit to do with the outer, it's the inner. And Batman tells him, no, trust me, he understands. And the reason that Batman understands is because literally within that same chapter, Batman was going through that same identity crisis, right? Like, where, what am I if I'm not this thing, right? And it gave me such a deeper understanding of that character, because there's an alter ego. There's a little boy in there that's scared, that created a monster that protects him. And that monster is Batman. And so he became that monster, not only to protect himself, but to protect everybody around him. That's why I love Batman. Merry Christmas, Bob. That's right. That's why I like Batman. I do. I really do. And I like any little story they can put him in. Like I like it. I do. And I like the Bat Family. I like a lot of that stuff. But yeah, cardio. The thing about Mr. Now I ain't got no guns, bro. This little shit here. This shit falls off. It gets it. You look at it. Look at these arms. My arms the same size as my fucking forearms now, bro. My arms used to be so fucking defined and shit. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian. Yes, I am a vegetarian. It's a I ain't going to it, but I'm a vegetarian because I have to be a vegetarian. And plus I don't want to eat meat. I don't want to eat animals no more. You know what I mean? But I love Batman. A lot of people, when I was growing up, Tony Stark wasn't as big as he is now, but people fell in love with Tony Stark from the movies, and I'm glad Tony Stark gets the appreciation that he does. I'm scared though that they're going to bastardize what they made Tony into by making Tony into Doctor Doom. And I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other night. Doctor Doom and Tony are two different people. These are two different people, bro. Right? And I get that we're in the MCU is a different thing than the comics. Okay, I get it. But y'all built Tony up, man. Y'all built Tony up to the point where Tony in the movies was way better than he's ever been in the comics, okay? And you build him up to the point that he makes the ultimate sacrifice. Now he's going to be Doctor Doom. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be probably some clever writing that's going to make it make sense. But I don't know, man. I don't know. And the reason the only reason I stopped being a vegetarian the first time is because I'm vain. I'm a vain person. I'm not going to even hold you. I'm not conceited. I don't think I'm the finest thing ever. I'm just vain. I like the way to take care of the way I look if I can, you know? And like, I like having muscle. I do. I like looking a certain way. And at this point, like for me, hold on, make sure my shorts are down. My fucking, like I'm skinny. Like to me, I'm super skinny. To me, this is look at that shit. Like this is skinnier than I'm used to. Normally I have some titties and shit, you know what I mean? Normally I have some chesticles, you know? Yeah, it's faith-based. It's that's why I don't eat meat. Faith based. That's the best way to put it. I like that. I'm gonna start using that, Brennis. Whenever anybody asks me why I don't eat meat, that's why it's faith based. You said yeah. Iron Man the animated shit. Yeah, it was. I still even remember the song. I am Iron Man. The fucking they had a crossover with that show, the Fantastic Four at the time. Those shows were hot. That's what those toys are based on right there. Those are based on the Iron Man show. This one right here and this one right here was based on the Iron Man show with those cards. I love the Marvel Legend card backs better than the ones that come in a box. Like I have I bought Daredevil at some today. I think it's in my girlfriend's car though. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Remember the Silver Surfer, they were hard, bro. They were hard, bro. Let me see. Remember Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer? They made Galactus into a cloud. And yes. Yeah, I do remember that. It is funny that they say that Galactus, every instance of Galactus, every form of Galactus in media is the same Galactus. So that's canon. So all the shows are canon, all the games are canon. Supposedly those are just the same Galactuses. Galactus is the same in every universe. That's what according to the Marvel mythos or whatever. Thank you, Terrence. Merry Christmas to you too, sir. I'm gonna do that probably the day after Christmas. Oh, I think my girlfriend's here. Hold on. Oh, nope, that ain't for me. What time is it? Oh shit, yeah, she can be here in a second though. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here and I am gonna get that Discord up and running because I do want what did you say, Marvin? I'm sorry. Let me go to your message. I am so sorry. Let me go back to it real quick, Marvin. I'm gonna go up. Find you. Women were out here twerking and leading with their mind, not their sexuality. Back in the day, it's a lot of women still leading with their mind. And I need to start making videos of the women that check the other women, right? Because they're more important than anything I can say or anything that any man can point out, whatever. But it's the intelligent women that point out this crazy shit that are more important than anybody, right? And there's still a lot of intelligent women that get buried under all of the butt, right? Because sex is salacious, right? There are even some of these women, but what's crazy about it? Okay, Marvin, going to your point, even to your point, even some of those women. There's a girl I follow. She's the most milquetoast lady ever, right? She looks like a school teacher. She looks so unassuming. And even like I was listening to her yesterday, and she's an intelligent woman. She talks about this. She points out a lot of the crazy stuff in some of these videos and stuff. But even she got her OnlyFans. And when she said, she was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. And even on my OF, I was like, you got an OF? You got to only. And obviously everybody's sexual creatures, obviously, da-da-da. But if you was to see this girl, right, you wouldn't think that this lady got a whole OnlyFans. But that's what a lot of people do. And it goes to it. And then so even with the OnlyFans thing and shaking ass, I try not to be as judgmental as I am because I am judgmental. But I try not to be because it's like they make money off that. The algorithm rewards that shit, right? And why does the algorithm reward women shaking their ass? Why does the algorithm reward titties? Why does the algorithm pay these women handsomely to get on there and subjugate themselves or make themselves into like an object, right? Objectify themselves. I said subjugate. Objectify themselves. Why? Because they get paid. Men buy that shit. we support that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the ones that support. Let me see. I got it today. Let me see. I'm going up. I'm sorry. I just been yapping. My bad. I'm bad about the chat. Y'all. I'm trying to get better about it. I didn't got much more comfortable getting on here and fucking yapping it like I do, but I got to get better about reading the chat as I yap. But sometimes I throw myself off, and if y'all watch the beginning of this freaking live, y'all will see where. God damn, bro, where were you at? Oh, okay. Let me see. Now you said something about drinking bleach. I read that. Well, I did acknowledge that one. I kind of laughed at him because niggas was talking about drinking bleach and ivermectin. Let me see. Oh, God damn it. Just ask it again. Everybody's judgmental. We all do it. Yeah, we all are. We all. That's what I'm saying. I am. I try not to judge. I try not to. But the only time I judge like those type of ladies are when they trying to if you playing life on easy mode by selling pictures of your pussy, I don't want to hear nothing about a broke nigga because we can't sell dick as easily as y'all can sell pussy, right? If I can sell pictures of my dick as easy as you can sell pictures of your pussy, then it's an even playing field. There ain't no excuses, okay? But if you on here, if you on this internet selling pictures of your body as a woman, right? Like especially a really sexy woman, don't tell me how I'm supposed to be making as much money as you, lady. You playing on easy mode. You put up 2 videos of your titties this week. You're gonna make more than I'm gonna make this entire month. Relax, okay? You have a biological advantage in that point. Great. Double standards. It's all good. Right? But when it comes to so I try not to be too judgmental because that's a hard thing not to do, but it's crazy though. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here because I'm yapping now. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.